The other day, Stephen Harper, talking about the Syrian refugee crisis, said that he and old stock Canadians were on the same page when it came to dealing with all of those tens of thousands of people who are fleeing death and destruction. What do you think he meant by old stock Canadians? Do you think he meant Aboriginals? I don't think so. Do you think he meant people like my grandparents, Irish immigrants who were greeted with signs that said no dogs, no Irish allowed? I don't think he meant us. I don't think he meant Acadians. I don't think he meant Quebecois. I think he meant white people like him, people who could actually identify with his sense that the country is actually not the way it used to be, that the country is somehow vanishing from their grasp, from their grip. Stephen Harper is about creating an imaginary Canada that only he and people like him are comfortable in. And you know what? You can see that in the election campaign. Because in the election campaign, not only does Stephen Harper only talk to old stock Canadians, but in the election campaign, we don't talk about something very, very important. We don't talk about a reality that 1 in 6 Canadians actually face. We never discuss poverty in this election. We don't talk about the fact that food bank use is escalating, a whole industry that rips off the poor, all of those check cashing enterprises, all of them growing in massive numbers, an indication that the country is actually becoming poorer by the moment. We don't talk about that. The closest we came to talking about poverty in this election was the other night during a debate on the economy, in which the NDP raised the question of whether or not we needed a federal minimum wage. A very simple proposition, actually one of those foundational things in which you would think, what, we don't have a $15 federal minimum wage now? What are we doing in this country? We call ourselves a civilized nation. The fact that the NDP raised that was trashed by everybody who reviewed the debate. In fact, everybody in advance of the debate, when they went through all the various issues the leaders should talk about in terms of the economy, never once raised inequality, never once raised poverty. That is the crying shame of a 77-day election. All this time, all that energy, all this attention to the issues that matter to Canadians, and not one party brings up poverty as the reason you should vote for them and not for the other guy. Think about it this way. Find the party that brings up poverty. Go to them, ask them about their plan, and then if you like it, go and vote, because poverty matters. Poverty is important. Make that the election.